You know, in the world of free enterprise, if someone or some company has a great product and you make the same product but only your version of it, but it's not as good as theirs, what do? Well, there's an old expression that says, if you can't beat them, join them. Free enterprise has kind of changed that expression to say that if you can't beat them, buy them. Well, Chevrolet has changed that expression yet again. Their version says, if you can't beat them, copy them.
This is the Two Big Guys on Cars 2016 Camaro 2SS. It's 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque.
Europeans for years now have made fun of American car makers. They mocked us on our auto build quality, our interiors, and mainly our handling.
They compared us to the big bodybuilders with the huge muscles on the beach bulging.
But their tools, kind of tiny.
In better words, they said we could go fast in a straight line, but not go around corners. Al Oppenheiser, lead engineer for the 5th and 6th generation Camaro, was tired of hearing it.
Oppenheiser was the driving force behind so many great versions of the Camaro, including
the track-crushing last generation Z28, the current 1LE performance package models, the absurdly fast ZL1, and the wild ZL1 1LE.
Remember when serious car enthusiasts thought of Camaro as being all style and no substance? Well, Oppenheiser is the reason they don't anymore. After 10 years of absence, Chevrolet brought back the Camaro in 2009.
5 years after Ford brought back the '05 Mustang that followed that trend of the throwback-styled cars.
The Camaro has outsold its arch-rival Mustang every year through 2014, totaling more than 500,000 cars sold.
The 5th generation even stars in movies, namely the Transformer series.
Yet, it is big, heavy, difficult to see out of,
and has a propensity for understeer through the corners. Whereas the 5th generation car was built from the full-size holding Commodore's Husky foundation, a car and chassis built in Australia, the 6th generation Camaro shares its lightweight architecture, which also underpins Cadillac's ATS and CTS. As a result, it loses more than 200 pounds compared to its predecessor, which translates to a range of 3,600 to 3,700 pounds, which is slightly better than the new Mustang. The new car is also smaller overall compared with the outgoing model, about 2 inches shorter, nearly an inch narrower, and an inch lower in terms of its roof height. And even though it doesn't look it, this 6th generation car is smaller than the Mustang.
This SS model, with its 6.2-liter V8, is faster than the Z28 version of the 5th gen,
with its 7-liter power plant, especially around a track. But then something happened.
The 6th generation Camaro, each year after its release, has slumped in sales following the Ford Mustang, even though it's such a better car.
There's been many different opinions why. Some say the body style was too much like the 5th gen, but every single part is brand new save for the SS emblem. Frankly, it doesn't matter why. But what matters to me is that it handles just as well as its European counterparts. It hauls on the straights, but it does actually go around corners. In fact, it handles so well that it was the first American-made pony car that has been considered a sports car.
How did they accomplish this? After 50 years of trying? It's the chassis.
This car is super balanced, super stiff, and it's super responsive.
The rumor is that the chassis beneath the Cadillac ATS and CTS was actually the same one that makes the BMW M3 king of the sports saloons.
GM bought a brand new M3, took it apart, and copied the chassis bend for bend, material for material, part for part. The business calls this process benchmarking.
The same thing was done in developing the new C8 Corvette. They benchmarked a Ferrari 458 and a McLaren. Frankly, if that's what they had to do to get the great handling, the great responsiveness, and now the performance that America has been lacking, I say yeah. If you can't beat them, copy them.
Copy on, GM. Copy on.